Now listen to this. Dígale a su vecino, el enemigo llegó antes que ti. The enemy got there before you did. Because see, the enemy invaded the territory. El enemigo invadió el territorio que ya es tuyo. Porque el enemigo dice, hermano, si puedo llegar allí, y cuando lleguen allí, when they get there, aunque es la tierra prometida que Dios les prometió, if they get there, and even though it's the land of promise that they get to, Jeremy, he says, if I can discourage them, if I can scare them off, they're never going to obtain what belongs to them. Si los puedo asustar, y si los puedo correr de allí, nunca van a obtener lo que es de ellos. Óigame, mire a su vecino y dígale, no me muevo. No. Look at your neighbor and say, I'm not moving. I'm not moving. Look at somebody and say, I'm in the place that I need to be. Oh, I know there's some Canaanites there. Yo sé que hay cananitas. I know that I'm going through some things. I know that the enemy's trying to scare me off. But I want you to know that God has spoke to me, that he was taking me to a land that flowed with milk and honey. He was taking me to a land of promise. I have a promise of God. Tengo una promesa de Dios que Él va a cumplir su propósito en mi vida cuando dice gloria a Dios. Hallelujah. The Canaanites were in the land. Look at somebody and tell them, don't let opposition move you. Dígale, no dejes que oposición te mueva. Is this man serious about your woman? Is he serious? You need to tell him, get serious. I watched a show yesterday. I remember the old show, Good Times. And JJ took his girlfriend, and he wanted to buy her a ring to get married. And the jeweler told JJ, he said, how serious are you? He said, the sky is the limit. The jeweler told him, okay, here's a ring for $1,500. $1,500 in the 70s, that's probably a lot of money. And JJ said, can we lose some altitude, please? The jeweler asked him, he said, how much altitude do you want to lose? He said, have you ever heard of Death Valley? I said, what do you have in Death Valley? And then the jeweler asked JJ, he said, which ring would you like to see? He said, what ring would you like to see? He said, I would like to see that. He said, where do you want to see it? Over here and over there? He said, I want to see it on her finger. Let me come back over here. Let me help you out, girl. I've been doing some research on you. Okay? This young lady's from Africa, right? Wow. What's your phone? And you know what I found out? I heard that you can even sing Spanish. I was telling, we're not going to mention that I was asking Janie questions about you, but Jeremy, let me help you out here, brother. I believe you got a good lady next to you. Okay? Now you better take care of her. Okay? So tell him, let's go to jewelry store after church. Now, Jeremy knows about commitment because I understand that his job is to get people committed to the Navy. To the Navy, so tell him I want some commitment. So now understand this, young lady. See here, if Jeremy's telling you, you know what? We're going to get all of our ducks in order. Okay? Vamos a poner todos nuestros patos en orden. And you know, when I get everything set up, I want to make sure all the bills are paid. I want to make sure that I'm out of debt. I want to make sure that I got the big house for you. I want to make sure that I got the new Mercedes waiting for you. And when I get everything in order, I'm going to ask you to marry and tell him forgive him. Go ahead and tell him, just forgive him. She said, but I want all those things. He done told me he was going to give me all those things. Why you think I'm holding his hand real tight, Pastor? Now, because see, one of the things that discourage so many people, huh? Are you ready for this? If opposition scares you from commitment, you're never going to get anywhere. Oh, you didn't hear me. Si la oposición te intimide de compromiso, de comprometerte, nunca vas a llegar a ninguna parte. ¿Eh? Well, brother, we really want a new car, but we don't want the payment. Let's get you a little, who doesn't? We really want a new house, but we don't want the payment. That's why we're believing God. No, you don't. God would honor that if you really believe in God. But God knows you're just being stupid. Can I preach to each other? Okay. I believe in God for a Catholic. For no payments. When the Lord speaks to you, so it's going to be in you. I don't know where that came from, me, the Charlie thing. Now understand this. When you're confronted with opposition, there was Canaanites in the land. Fueron confrontados con oposición. But this is so awesome about God. You ready to help me preach here? My God, pull up my next box. Man, somebody ought to shout this. Shout that. Get up and shout at somebody. Somebody ought to get up and shout that. See, you ain't reassured. You ain't even sure. What, Stella? You ain't hearing me. Somebody say, God reassures in opposition. No, say it again. Hallelujah. God will let you know in the middle of your opposition that he's still in control.